which was the last building. You
Oh, he's still
recognize
going.
those buildings. Okay, they have tall doors because the Tartarian or whatever you call them. Okay, they were giants.
Sorry, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah, the Tartarian apparently they were giant, like 9 feet tall giants. You are aware of that?
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE and welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what Superman did to the Joker in the Injustice universe. Ripped his heart right out of his body. I'm glad you've all come back. I'm surprised, to be honest, because after yesterday and realising the stupidity that we are dealing with, the fact that you are here to witness the second part of dealing with that stupidity is... Do you guys have a problem? Like... are you trying to punish yourselves? Is that what this is? Because I fully understand. Listening to Flat Earthers talk is definitely penance. Thank you if you watched yesterday's stream, and we're here to carry on my review of Flatzoid's review of a debate I had with a Nazi sympathising Flat Earther. Yes, and before we get started, I just want to do something that is very important, and that is wish Charlie Welch a very, very happy birthday. Yes, Charlie Welch in the chat. As always, you are a fantastically big supporter of the channel. You are here all the time, so happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for everything you have done for my channel. Everyone in the chat, please give Charlie Welch a massive happy birthday. 44 years young. My wife is 41 tomorrow. The passage of time gets us all. Yes. But congratulations, Charlie, on surviving another trip around the sun. Jiffy Jiffwold has already gifted 10 memberships, so if you have already become a member today, say thank you very much to Jiffy. Otto, who's been a member for 2 months, says Flatzoid is a brain-dead moron. True words, absolutely. Danny Turner, for £10, says, I'm hoping the whiskey blocks out all the stupid tonight. I've only got a small amount left, and last night, stupid, I was sober. Happy birthday to Emma, and hope you have a fantastic day. Get a drink on me. Thank you very much, Danny. Sorry about your KD and COD, dude. Yeah, tomorrow is my wife's birthday, so I won't be doing part 3 of this tomorrow. I will be spending the day making my wife feel like the absolute amazing princess that she absolutely is. She is the heart of my world, my soul, and my everything. I would genuinely be dead without her. And that's not even, being hyperbolic, because she has had to save my life by stabbing me with EpiPens on more than one occasion. To be fair, she did accidentally poison me with nuts in one of those occasions, and then had to save me by stabbing me with an EpiPen. So she got to poison me and stab me in the same day, which she seemed happy about for some reason. Tiny Captain's been a member for 3 months, says happy birthday, Charlie Welch. Absolutely. Jimmy G, member for 4 months, says Flatzoid is definitely top left of all top lefters. I don't know. I don't know.
Level.
Shut up, Bev.
I'm a dumb flat earther.
Riley.
And I don't understand science.
Hi, my name's Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
Yeah, we know, Nathan. We know. Jiffy for $2 says she's princess, not a queen. Oof. She could be a queen. My wife is whatever she says she is, basically. Because what you understand when you're married is that your wife is right. Even when you are definitively, empirically right, it doesn't matter because your wife is right. Okay? Just let's be clear. Your wife is right. Always. Right. I guess we got to do it then, don't we? Really, we have to watch some more Flatzoid. I know it's painful, and I do apologise. And I know Flatzoid, this may confuse you. This is a transition. Ready? There you go. Because transitions seemed to bug him yesterday. Now, you know the most confusing thing about the stream yesterday was that Flatzoid said something right, like in a scientific sense as well. He talked about how other flat earthers push the aether, and how there is no scientific evidence or anything that corroborates the idea that the aether is a thing. He used logic and reasoning to analyze the evidence and figured out there's no evidence for it, which confuses me why he can't do the same thing for the flat earth and anti-gravity and things like that. Not anti-gravity, but being anti-gravity like he is. But anyway, we got to about 42 minutes in. Debatable D in the chat there. Hey Flatzoid. Hey Flatzoid. Hey yo Flatzoid. Hey psst. Yeah, you have low disk space. Cool. Sorry to bother you. Just thought you should know. Anyway, enough. I'm trying to put this off. I guess let's just get on with it.
Better man. Can I tell you?
Let me hear it.
You need Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely.
That wasn't what I was waiting for.
I know you wouldn't. I'm praying for you, man. I'm praying for you.
It might not be what you're waiting for, but it's what you need.
I don't need Jesus. What's he going to do for me? I mean, apparently he was a good carpenter. Some of my cupboards in the kitchen a bit wobbly. Maybe he could help with that. I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure what else Jesus could do for me. But if you want to send him around to fix my cupboards, go ahead.
Anyway, let's go on.
Hello, PhD Tony. Thank you for joining us and making the chat full of at least one real person.
It's good to see you, man.
Oh, I see Clive Wells there as well. So obviously there's more than one real person. There's at least two actual full people in the chat. Hey, boys.
Yeah, glad to be here.
And the vectors, and you find that shows in itself that the Earth is also a globe as well as it being rotating. Other ways that we can figure out... Right, I guess a quick catch-up to where we are. Flatzoid analysed Caleb's intro and agreed with everything he said that was dumb, apart from the aether. And now he's just started to analyse my intro and is complaining about the pendulum, thinking that, because planes don't drift, Coriolis isn't real, even though, planes have a fucking pilot steering the plane. Joe Black says, are you low on wine? I don't drink wine. I drink tequila. Or Earl Grey tea. I've been drinking a bit of tequila today as my wife and I have been practicing cocktails for some messy fun tomorrow. Get in mind that the gutter, guys. But, that the Earth is a globe is surveying. And one of the things that we do in surveying is something called measuring reciprocal zenith angles.
You don't measure reciprocal zenith angles. That's a calculation based on ellipsoidal consideration by measuring slope angles and then considering slope angles to be more than 180 degrees. There is no such thing as measuring zenith reciprocal angles, Craig. I told you this how many times?
You've never told me that. And you actually can measure reciprocal zenith angles because that's an entire surveying, concept that surveyors do all the time. Surveyors would very much disagree with you that you can't measure reciprocal zenith angles. You may have just talked about the method for doing that, but that doesn't change the fact that what you are doing is measuring reciprocal zenith angles. and when you measure the reciprocal zenith angles, you find that they diverge from each other. It's very, very simple. I've shown you this many times, but yeah, of course, you're just going to deny it. You're going to say, oh, they add it, it's a calculation, but all measurements are a calculation to some degree.
Wow, this guy. And wow.
Wow, indeed.
So zenith angle directly above you, 90 degrees, is your zenith. Okay. And if you set up two plumb bobs or theodolites at a different distance apart, you can see if those two plumb bobs are on the theodolites pointing.
Is it me or just Flatzoid look like he's taking a shit? What's with the way he's sitting like this? Looks like he's straining on the loo.
Straight up at your zenith are matching. If they point straight at each other and you measure the angles, if the Earth is flat, then you would get 180 degrees. If the Earth is a globe, you would get more than 180 degrees.
You'd never get more than 180 degrees. You'd calculate more than 180 degrees, mate. There's never...
No, you measure the angle and see if they add up to more than 180 degrees. That's what you do. This pedantics game that you play, trying to be like, oh, no, that's not a measurement, that's a calculation. So what? Right? If I have, a ruler that's 10 centimeters, are you trying to tell me that I cannot measure a 20 centimeter bit of paper with a 10 centimeter ruler? Yeah, I can. I can measure it twice and add it up. Yeah, there's a calculation involved, but it's still a measurement. So your objection here is noted and dismissed.
Never measured more than 180 degrees. Yes, this guy's really stupid. I'm sorry. Wow.
He's calling me stupid. The irony.
Exactly, Paul.
Oh.
Planes which also use a plane.
Yeah, exactly. It's called planar surveying for a reason.
Yeah, planar surveying is called planar surveying for a reason because they ignore the curvature of the Earth. But, the other type of surveying, the geodetic surveying, doesn't. Measured it, in fact. mctoon.net/r.
Oh, I don't have the page up. Give me one sec.
No, you're just waiting
You
to
go
hear what
to
they say.
mctoon.net and go to main surveyor. And I know Caleb likes likes MC Toon. They had a couple of good conversations. Give me one sec, I'll get that screen up.
The main surveyor. The same guy that put I think he took different theodolites next to each other and didn't know how to calibrate them to give the same observation right next to each other. Yeah. It was funny.
That never happened, but, he's an actual surveyor, so...
Because it was funny, he had the theodolites next to each other, and the one was showing a different measurement to the other one, right next to each other.
They were measuring different things, dude.
That's the main surveyor, guys.
The main surveyor and a couple of other qualified...
Sorry, guys. As soon as you bring up McToon's website, you can just say it's an invalid source. What?
No, you can't. In the slightest. Because that is literally the genetic fallacy. You are attacking the source instead of the information contained within it. What MC Toon has done is gather all the information that is required for a lot of these debates and discussions and put them in one place for us, which we can handily reference and show people where the evidence and the data and everything is. So you don't get to dismiss it because we brought up MC Toon's website. Let's hear your reasoning behind that.
Why is that? Because it's all just based on idiotic stuff like Walter Bislin's page on RZA. What's Walter Bislin's thing, guys? Is it a page dedicated to...
Sorry, what was his reason?
It's all just based on idiotic stuff like Walter Bislin's page on RZA.
Because you can dismiss it because it's all just based on idiotic stuff. That's his reasoning for pre-dismissing the evidence. Brilliant, Flatzoid. Well done. Good fucking job.
What's Walter Bislin's thing, guys? Is it a page dedicated to Earth belief? Things like terrestrial refraction, that's not actually right refraction. Things like straw man.
What do you mean terrestrial refraction, not actually the right refraction? Terrestrial refraction is the refraction we have on Earth. That's what it's called. If you disagree with me, then cool, I'm not an expert on refraction, but, you know, you could go to the world's leading expert in refraction, Andrew Thomas Young, who has lots of pages on terrestrial refraction. So that's an interesting one. Terrestrial refraction isn't the right refraction.
Manning what a flat Earth should look like according to them. Yeah, how many planes on a sphere, Paul? Exactly.
An infinite amount.
He's just another Looney Tune.
Mm-hmm.
Surveyors, Walter Bislin and Jesse Kozlowski, did their own measurements to check if reciprocal zenith angles is a thing. Here's a diagram explaining what they do. So if the Earth is flat, then these angles will sum up to...
Sorry, 90 degrees? Can you have a 90 degree on a curved surface, guys?
No.
That's the fucking point, dude! It's more than 90 is the point. But you absolutely can measure a 90 degree angle on a curved surface because you just use a single point. Like, you know, I can look at this sphere from a distance and measure the angle between this point, the horizon that I see, and something in the distance. It doesn't matter the shape of this surface. This has gone through it many times, but what he's doing is he's looking where it says 90 and he's ignoring what the angle A actually is, 94.03. So
an elevation angle.
Let's give him a shovel and let him carry on digging, shall we?
Means it has to be parallel with the ground below it because it has to be parallel to the horizontal of the Earth. Wow.
What do you say?
Below it because it has to be parallel to the horizontal.
These angles will sum up to...
I need to listen to his nonsense again.
Can you have a 90 degree on a curved surface, guys?
No.
An elevation angle means it has to be parallel with the ground below it because it has to be parallel to the horizontal.
No, it does. Okay, Flatzoid, if you're watching, I'm going to need a citation that says that elevation angles have to be parallel to the ground beneath them. That's not how that works. Oh, how long have we been doing this sextant argument roundabout? How do you guys not get it yet? Oh yeah, that's right. You're flat earthers, and flat earthers are fucking idiots. Okay. Mr. E-Man, $10 Australian says, yes, every one of us have a problem. We all hate the lies that the flat earth proponents, that the flat earth propagate and feel that they should be exposed. Yeah, it's a good problem to have, actually, Mr. E-Man. Thank you very much. Mr. E-Man also gives 10 memberships. That takes us up to 20 more members today already. Thank you very, very much.
Wow.
Wow. All right, Owen.
180. If the Earth is a globe, then there'd be more than 180. And the main surveyor went out and did a bunch of measurements, different elevations, following all the correct surveying methods. And the survey determined that all...
I want you guys to read that. Mean slope. Does it say mean curve?
I was just going to say that diagram that you've just... that if you just back it
Oh,
up a bit,
goodness
that
me.
above diagram.
what they
go
do.
to the other
So,
one, right? Yeah.
if
below
the
that
Earth is
one.
Yeah, I'm
flat,
waiting
then
for it
these
quickly.
angles will sum up to 180. If the Earth is a
Hey,
globe,
your
then
mom,
there'd be
good
more
to see
than
you, man. Thank
180.
you for coming.
And the main surveyor went out and
That one.
did a
That one.
bunch...
There we go.
Yeah, look, that slope.
That's slope. Yeah, that's what I said. The sum of angles.
Yeah. Oh my.
The two straight
I mean-
lines.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I see their problem here. Yeah. In this case, there's a slope because of the baseline, which you need to take into account with your calculations. It would explain why the angle is 102.24 compared to the other one being 85.42. So yeah, you calculate the mean slope, which can allow you to get your baseline back at 1990 to actually see what the difference is. The cherry picking here is actually insane. They're literally just cherry picking words that they don't know the meaning of in relation to what they're showing on screen and just going, oh, I win.
Okay, so you have a slope angle and an incline angle. That's all they ever measure. They never ever measure curve, guys. They never measure
measurements,
curve.
different elevations.
They measure angles. And then they sum those angles. And then they compare the summed angles to reality. If the Earth was flat, those summed angles will never go past 180. Ever, 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 regardless of the elevation or anything. The sum of the angles will never be more than 180 if the Earth is flat. The only way that the sum of the angles can be greater than 180 is if the Earth is curved.
Following all the
And then I
correct
also want
surveying
you guys to pay
methods,
attention to what it's saying
the
here.
survey determined that
What is WGS84, guys?
A geoid. WGS84 is a geoid.
That would be an elliptical consideration model. Which
No,
geodetic
it's a datum.
surveyors use.
And planar surveyors use, actually. All surveyors use datums like that. Because they have a reference to something else.
This is calculated as a curve, not measured. His measurements were not measuring curves, guys. He measured slope angles and incline angles based on a horizontal datum.
You know who would disagree with you is the experts that did this. The point is, you add up the angles. What do you get when you add up the angles? That's the important part here that he is just ignoring.
The WGS84 takes those slope angles and says, hang on, let's make it say it's a curve because it's considered to be an ellipsoidal model. Get it?
Yes, we get that you have to dismiss the evidence by misunderstanding it. It's a datum. It's a reference. We know the Earth is a globe, but that doesn't change the measured angles that you get in reality. That is just what he's referencing them. That is just his coordinates based on the WGS84 model. He is just telling you where he was, what he was doing.
all the sum of the reciprocal zenith angles came to more than 180 degrees.
What? More than 180 degrees because you begged the question of a radius of 6,000... What do we see here? Begged the question of over 6,000 kilometers.
No, there was no begging the question. They measured the angles and added them up and had a look at the result. Tiny Captain says, FTFE, my new 2102-D Starfinder debunks flat Earth. It has discs for the different latitudes that it's corresponding with the curve. And for the southern hemisphere, you have to flip the discs upside down. Yeah, just like any navigational technique, absolutely destroys the flat Earth.
The survey determined that...
There we go. Beg the question of 6,368 kilometers, guys. Did he measure 6,368, 368 kilometers?
No. We know that's Earth's radius. We don't... It's not begging the question using a known measurement. You keep saying begging the question. That's just a thing you keep talking about for some reason, but...
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
No, he didn't. That is how they do it. They calculate it based on an ellipsoidal consideration.
They calculate it based on an ellipsoidal consideration. No. They reference it to a datum ellipsoid using a known radius of the Earth, but that is it. That's just how they find their coordinates. What they are doing when they are there is physically measuring angles.
And his ellipsoidal consideration was already begging the question of a radius of 6,368 kilometers.
Eric Burns says, do they even know what begging the question means? No, they don't.
And a big old ruler for nearly 4,000 miles, you know what I mean?
How does an ellipsoid have a radius?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. There we go. He even said it. Oh, they've got a big ruler of 4,000 miles. They think that you have to have a big measuring stick to measure something. Like, that's the only way you can do a measurement.
That's crazy. These guys really, they try their utmost best to try and misrepresent what's actually going on. And it just shows more and more they don't actually understand what's going on there.
We understand it because we have the experts doing these experiments and telling you what it is. You are disagreeing with the experts. Now, at school, we just called that failing.
That's why I laughed at Craig the more he tried to bring up this argument.
Some of the reciprocal zenith angles came to more than 180 degrees, which would say that the surface of the Earth is not flat, it is in fact curved.
Oh, so plane means curved, guys. According to Craig, plane means curved.
I never said plane means curved. I said if you have angles that add up to greater than 180, then the surface cannot be flat. That's what I said.
Okay.
Cool. Makes sense. Makes sense.
You can go and look at all the details of the survey at your leisure. That all his logbooks are here, detailing all the measurements that he did. And the outcome of the survey was that there is a deviation.
See? Sorry. Can anybody tell me, does a plane curve?
No.
So why has he got curvature? Yeah, why has he got curvature in there?
Why do you think he's got curvature there, Flatzoid? Why would you think that he has put curvature there? Is it possibly because the results of his survey showed that there was curvature? Possibly. Who knows? Maybe that could be the answer there. But the important part there is where you look at sum of means. And you notice that it's greater than 180 degrees. Indicating something about the surface of the Earth. I will let you make your own conclusion. Well, actually, no, that's not a good idea. You're dumb as fuck. You won't get any conclusion. It means the Earth's curved, you Burke. It's a Rubik's for $5 says it's almost like any data they don't like is invalid because it's evidence that the Earth is not flat. Waving away evidence doesn't make it go away. They think it does. That's because they're dumb as fuck. And it's Rubik's number $2 says, your mistake is thinking Flerfs understand maths. No, they definitely don't understand maths. Like at all, do they? We know that how little flat earthers understand maths. We've had demonstrations of how little flat earthers understand math.
Triangle has the sides 1, 1, and 1. Do you know what the angles of the triangle are?
Which kind of triangle are you on about? Are you on about like a right angle triangle?
The triangle has sides 1, 1, and 1. Do you know what the angles are?
The angles would be... Well, it would be an equilateral triangle, wouldn't it?
Right, so what are the angles?
Yeah, they definitely don't know maths. You're absolutely 100% right. Your pal Al $2 says, so, Flatzoid thinks curve means flat. Yeah, he does, apparently.
Oh, I don't know, because they have consideration of a ellipsoidal model. That's why it comes up to 17.1 over the 180 degrees. Not because it's measured, it's calculated.
No, it's measured. They measure the angles. This angle and this angle. Then they add them up. Whatever this is, plus whatever this is, and see what they come to. Turns out they go a bit like that, rather than being like that.
Deviation of 1.4 degrees, which meant that there is curvature. It didn't sum to 180, it summed to more than 180. The only way that can happen is if the surface of the Earth is physically curved. Obviously, this takes into account topography and everything. That's all taken into account in the methods done. Excuse me. And this particular...
Geodesy, making my point. Thank you very much. I really...
Anyone know what point that is? Nope.
I hope he does call him out in this. Yeah, how come they all show a sphere? Exactly, because they aren't in space to take an actual photo, Jeff, that's why.
Yeah, that's been done, you know, the whole in space thing. It's But, you know, we show you the thing in space and you just scream CGI because you're morons that deny everything in reality. Janos Takush, member for 21 months, says you can measure twice the distance by putting two measuring rods next to each other. That shit's dingo. I think I need that shit's dingo t-shirt.
Particular survey was, and what Desic was also did was shown on Water Business page where he analysed it and did the maths to also show that refraction's taken into account, and even without
refraction, can anybody? I still fail to see where Snell's law is there in his Earth curve calculator. No one has managed to show me this math for Snell's law yet.
Really? All you need to do is go to Mick West's calculator, which literally uses Snell's law and by extension with Fermat's principle to calculate the bending of the rays of light. In fact, let's go and have a quick look, shall we? Okay, so he's talking here about it, and then you just iterate over Snell's equation at some fine-grained level using a formula to compute the index of refraction for each point. Sound about right? Mick West says, yeah, kind of. You need to use Taylor series method to get the actual curve, as just using successive linear adjustments gives errors. However, it does seem like essentially using lots of very thin layers is the approach people used before. So, yeah, Snell's law is literally taken into account in Mick West's refraction simulator. It says so here.
And as soon as you say Fermat's principle, it's still based on Snell's law. You still need a boundary.
What do you think a boundary actually means? Like, so let's take the atmosphere, for instance, right? Like the air in the room that I'm in now, okay? So at this point here, let me make myself bigger. At this point here, the air pressure is one thing, right? And at this point here, the air pressure is lower, slightly, than this point here, okay? Very, very little, but there's a difference in air pressure between here and here, okay? So, where is the boundary? Because there is a variation in the pressure and the temperature and the density, there's going to be refractive conditions. So, by boundary, it literally just means the difference between one medium and another. And the medium here is different to the medium here because the pressure is different. I waste my time explaining to these people.
Refraction, that it shows the Earth is curved. If you add refraction, which would lift the image up, then it shows that the Earth is 100% curved. All the calculations and everything can be.
And then we can show demonstrations of refraction making it look curved. Correct, Michael?
Yeah.
Yep.
No one denies that refraction can change how it looks. The important thing is taking into account the refractive effects of the medium through which you're doing the measurements to actually ensure you're getting accurate results. No one's denying that refraction can make things look curved. Again, you've missed the point. R/whoosh.
Yeah. Weird how that works.
You don't know how anything works.
Yeah, there's an Odyssey. Guys, do go watch that. I would like to show it, but unfortunately Bev will copyright strike me if I show it. A surveyor literally says, no curve, always flat.
Shown on this page. I can give anyone the link to this that they want to look over it themselves.
Well, wait, you know, we can maybe do it this way. I don't need to play it. I can just put the
He'll try and strike you though.
No. Look what's going to happen. I'm not going to play it at all. I'm just going to show everybody it's there.
Andrew, you commentated on it, so
Yeah.
fair use, really.
Okay, so anyway, I'm not going to play it. I just want to put the...
I mean,
don't have any captions.
who is this surveyor?
Well, anyway, guys, it is there. You guys can go and watch it. He was talking to him, and then he went and he just says, blah blah blah.
Odyssey. Never heard of fucking Odyssey. Okay, and what's this guy's name? Michael Kahn. Oh, help if I spelled it right. Was it K-A-H-N? K-H-A-N. Right. This guy. Because Bev can try and strike me all he likes. I'll just laugh at him. It's flat Bev here.
I've been doing a bit of a project about level with the lad, right? It's horizontal, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
See, I call it vertical because it's up and down.
Well, it's perpendicular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horizontal and vertical. Level is... It's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
It's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
It's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat. No, it's flat. No, it's flat. No, it's flat.
Can't have a curve in it.
Can't be curved, no, it's flat.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Alright.
Yeah, because they're having it leveled to a flat surface. That's the point. In that specific context, it needs to be flat. It can't have a curve. But that doesn't say what Flatzoid says it says. That isn't a person saying that the Earth is flat or that surveyors measure flat. That doesn't say what Flatzoid says that it says.
It's nothing else. Right?
Yeah.
It's nothing else. With the lad, right? It's horizontal, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
I want to listen to it
I'm
again.
doing a bit of a project about level.
Yeah.
With the lad, right? It's horizontal, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
See, I call it vertical because it's up and down.
Well, it's perpendicular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horizontal and vertical. Level is. It's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
It's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
It's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat. No, it's flat. No, it's flat. No, it's flat.
So yeah, level has many meanings depending on the context, basically, is the answer here. You can have level to a flat surface, you can have level to a curved surface. Level doesn't have a shape or a particular thing. Level is a word which has many meanings, and surveyors in general use it to mean curved when doing over large distances.
Blah, it's flat, it's not curved. And then he laughed. And by the way, he took this from his actual video, from his actual YouTube channel. So it's really odd. By the way, Michael, you know what the funny thing is, because he gave you a copyright strike? Did you know he needs a link on YouTube to give you a copyright strike, because they have to see the link. And the fact he could give you a copyright strike meant he still had the link, which means it's on YouTube, which he said he doesn't have on YouTube, so he got caught out lying just by giving you a copyright strike.
Yeah, full blown liar. But I'll take that strike on chin, just to prove that he's a gatekeeping piece of shit.
So yeah, Bev,
the video was on YouTube.
Look, the whole video was about the surveyor saying it's not curved, it's flat. And all we know, Bev doesn't like people knowing that it's flat. Because he doesn't like people saying he's a flat earther. Tony Whitcomb,
see, this super chat has just come in here. Craig is full of so much crap that when he cuts himself he has brown blood. Someone paid £10 to say that.
Very much for your £10 super chat. Really appreciate that. All the support, man. You Rocky says Craig is full of so much crap that when he cuts himself he has brown blood. What?
He finds that funny.
That's a good one. Thank you, Tony. Welcome for your super chat. Really.
There we go. That's his level of humor. That's what he finds funny.
Appreciate it. Oh wow.
I would also guess. I would guess that when he goes shitting, nothing comes out. Just a little.
He has a problem with himself. He thinks electrons cut him, not knives.
Oh yeah. You don't have knives. Don't cut. Electrons cut, guys. Hey, I'll...
Yeah. All right. Here's the thing, right? Your finger is made of atoms, which have electrons, right? The electrons are the things that are pressing against the surface, and the electrons of that other thing. They're repelling each other. That's how it works. You know? Well, no, you don't know. Why do I bother coming up with these analogies? These idiots just don't understand anything.
Jay, good to see you, man. But yeah, guys, see, there's Buzz Video's link. But like I said, he literally on the whole video was telling Michael that he doesn't have it on his YouTube channel, where Michael is showing the link.
What he claimed was I'd gone to Discord and pinched it from there.
Exactly. Well, it's on YouTube.
You know, that's unbelievable. I've seen that before. I mean, how old is it now? About a year and a half old, something like that. Since he's done
Yeah,
that.
and he hasn't even taken it down. But like I said, the fact that he copyright striked you, he needed to do the application.
I mean, I'm going to agree with Flatzoid here. Bev is a bit of a piece of shit.
Level.
Shut up, Bev.
He needed the link. And the fact that he gave you the strike meant he used the link that he says they didn't have.
Signastep says, I have the best chat ever. You're fucking right, I have the best chat ever. All of you, no, not you, Gary. All of you are amazing.
Wow.
That's how stupid he is, really. Yeah, nice lie, mate. Get caught out. You caught yourself out by giving a copyright strike. Well done.
But
yeah,
the outcome
copyright
of
strikes
the
are shit.
surveys done by these surveyors is that reciprocal zenith angles sum up to more than 180, and the only possible outcome from that is that the Earth is curved.
No.
Yes.
It is planar surveying. Geodetic surveys take account the ellipsoidal model because they believe it's a curve. They therefore go and consider over 180 degrees and call it curve when all they measured in fact was slope and incline angles.
No, they didn't just measure slope and incline angles. Those things are taken into account when doing the measurements of the angles. You measure the angles between the two things and see what they sum up to. It's as simple as that. You are trying to overcomplicate it. Well, tying shoelaces is a bit overcomplicated for you, I understand, but you're trying to make it more complicated than it is so that you can deny it.
Now, there's many measurements that back this up. You can look at historical measurements like the transcontinental triangulation, the American arc of the parallel.
Bev was claiming that QE is using a still of VML69's video as the modus tollens. Bev seems to follow FED. Does he always watch it on mute? I think Bev is willfully trying to be ignorant. Because it's been explained to him live on FED a few times. I've even tried to explain it to him. He doesn't want to understand it. I think that's the simplest way we can put it.
Yeah, so
and all the other large-scale surveys.
Ignoring how dumb Flatzoid is, right? It's not cool doing that shit to someone's channel. You don't copyright strike someone when it's not a legitimate thing. It happened to me with Mr. Cheswick, hundreds of fucking copyrights, nearly ruined my channel. False copyright strikes are absolutely shit, and I'll stand behind Flatzoid with this, that thing shouldn't happen. You should not be copyright striked when you're using something in a legitimate way. You know, the Flatzoid could not copyright strike me for having his stream here, even though I'm playing the whole thing, because I'm doing transformative work. I'm making commentary on it, you know? I'm not just playing his stream and letting it be that. This is not a replacement for Flatzoid's original stream, at least not for his audience, that's for sure. But the copyright strike thing is absolutely shit. So I'll stand behind Flatzoid in calling out Bev that is a wrong thing to do. Bev, you're a piece of shit. Don't do that.
Surveying operations have been done throughout history to back up this curvature. You can look at all the measurements.
Baba Ali says, my smoke detector just went off. Thanks. My bad.
Of the rotation of the Earth. In fact, there's a good list at mctoon.net/spin that all show that the Earth is rotating. Flat Earthers themselves have confirmed that the Earth is rotating.
No. I was going to say thanks. So you're going to say thanks, Bob. Cool. So then,
So every time he says.
Thanks, Bob.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift.
How much, Bob?
a 15 degree per hour drift.
Oh, thanks, Bob. Very kind of you, mate. Rest in peace, Bob. Your contribution to the scientific world will never be forgotten.
Rotating it makes my teeth itch.
But
Horrible.
okay, as soon as he says thanks, Bob, I think we should all tell him, show us apparent deviation of planes, balloons, birds, balls, bullets, skydivers. Show us these.
I mean, bullets, easy. You know, sniper firing north from the equator, bullet deviates to the right. Planes, maybe they do deviate, but, you know, the pilot corrects for it. Hot air balloons are used in the atmosphere, and, you know, making corrections for that. The wind causes more force than the Coriolis. Denying the Coriolis doesn't change the fact that Bob measured the rotation of the Earth.
These things. If he can't, then it just shows him a liar, correct?
No.
So the fact.
So, just saying that I'm wrong. I'm not wrong, but you just saying that I'm wrong makes me a liar. That's not how that works.
That there is measurements that everyone can do. It's repeatable. It follows the scientific method.
No, it doesn't.
Showing both curve and rotation only comes to one conclusion, and that is that the Earth is not flat.
That's not science, Craig.
I'm not doing science here in this debate. I am doing a debate. I'm not currently performing science. I am not doing a scientific experiment. I am doing a debate where there are two options. Earth flat, Earth globe. My position is that the Earth is a globe, and I am presenting evidence for that position. I am not doing science.
Wow.
Is curved. And that's my time.
Okay, thank you very much. And
I'm not prepared for that.
Let's just based on the openings. Caleb destroyed Craig.
Absolutely.
Caleb presented satire as evidence. That's it. He gave no evidence of the Earth being flat. He tried to pick holes in the globe and science and gravity and gave zero evidence for the Earth being flat. So I'm not sure under what conditions you can determine that he successfully gave better evidence than me. The only conclusion I can draw from this is that Flatzoid maybe has some kind of brain damage that is currently undiagnosed.
Craig literally was coming with 2015 arguments here.
That's because those 2015 arguments have never been debunked. And also, Caleb's a total newbie, and I know he wouldn't even address them. And here's the thing, right? Not once during the debate does Caleb really address any of my evidence. He tries to attack the Foucault's pendulum by talking about the fact I didn't take into account things that don't exist. But he never really addressed my evidence. He just dismissed it. But we'll get there. Wow. I'm only going to go for about 90 minutes tonight because I want to make sure I get a good night's sleep for spending the day with my wife tomorrow for her birthday. So, got half an hour more of this. I hope you guys have enough alcohol to deal with it.
So, yeah, we'll see. This should be interesting. Hey, David Body, it's good to see you. Guys, please hit
You
the
know
likes,
why they
share the
always
show.
use them arguments?
Because it's all they got.
There is no new arguments for them.
They have nothing else, and they got no rebuttal for anything presented. That's why.
No, we have constant new arguments, experiments, and measurements, and we rebut everything you say. But there's no point me just bringing up the new things because you won't understand them. I am trying to make you understand the basic shit.
All they have is nah, and ignore what's presented. Hey TB, good to see you, man, and Tape Bodies, glad you have. Guys, please hit the like, share the show.
William Cowhouse and the Kitsune Cavalier both saying happy birthday to my wife, and I'm sure she appreciates it. No, she's not watching, so probably not, but I appreciate it, and I will pass on your best wishes. Thank you very much.
Really, really does help. Are you guys ready to see the rebuttals?
Yeah.
Wherever you guys want to go from here.
Yeah, do you want to talk about the Earth being do you want to substantiate curvature? Do you want to talk about space-time, or do you want to talk about the Coriolis effect first?
Up to you. You can go wherever you like.
Okay, let's talk about gravity. So how do we
Yay.
substantiate that space and time act as a fourth-dimensional fabric?
Well, it's not space and time, it's space-time, this one thing. And we
I've explained this to you. It's space and time.
It's really not. It's space-time. That's what it's called. It's not called space and time. It's space-time. You have space and you have time. Together, they are space-time. It's not space and time. It's space-time.
Yeah, I've heard deGrasse Tyson saying space and time. I've heard Mitchell Kauku saying space and time.
You just say space-time short, mate. That's all.
This is again. Yeah, but this is again when I'm trying to tell him it's space and time because it's different points in the dimensions. They're separate. They're not the same thing. There's this guy, and I mean I've explained this to him many times. The guy literally starts off being ignorant to the subject, and he's going to stay this way forever because he chooses not to listen. I mean, like you said, yeah, we can go. It's space and.
Okay, let's just bring this up because I know he likes to do this kind of thing with definitions. Space-time in physical sense, single concept. All right. That's the important part here of this definition. I'll just make it a little bit bigger so you guys can actually see that. Just like when you go on my OnlyFans, make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Space-time. In physical science, single concept that recognizes the union of space and time. Okay? So it's not space and time, it is the union of space and time. A single concept. It's not space and time, it's space-time. Single concept. I know words are hard. Yeah, it's a Rubik's, you're right. Apparently my physics degrees are useless because what I learned doesn't agree with, apparently, everyone else. That's not true, though. Come on.
And time, but he won't listen. I mean, the metric tensors are there as space and time.
No, they're not. Einstein's tensor equations all relate to space-time, not individually space or time. That's just a complete lie that you've just said there. He doesn't know what a tensor is, clearly.
Substantiate that by doing experiments following the scientific method, as you like to insist. Scientific method says that if the light from a distant star passes by a large mass, then that light will deviate a certain amount dictated by the curvature of space-time. Then
this is where Sleeping Warrior came and said, okay, so refraction then. Okay. So what makes it not refraction and what makes it bendy space-time in the fourth dimension? And also...
They're different things. Two different things can do the same thing. Refraction bends the path of light. Space-time warping also bends the path of light. They're not the same thing. They do a similar thing. But they are not the same thing. Gravity's just a bit of refraction, innit?
I'm a dumb flat earther, and I don't understand science.
We know.
So, I've got to ask a question. If we are three-dimensional beings, is it possible for us to see in the fourth dimension, people?
No.
No.
That's not what it means.
Uh-oh. It's a mathematical construct, Craig. It doesn't exist.
Definitely exists because we can warp it.
Man.
And we can test that, and that was done in the Eddington experiment in 1919 and many other times. to show that light from a distant star will bend when it gets close to our star, will change its path, the predicted amount according to Einstein's equations.
Do we have the star plates from the observation of 1919?
Yes, we do. His rebuttal is all based on misunderstanding by someone with a philosophy degree.
No.
Do we have the star plates?
No, you don't.
That's how he made the observation, did he not?
I don't have them. What do you mean, do we have them?
They don't exist, Craig. That's the point. It's fabricated. Craig.
How is it fabricated? Because they don't have a certain bit of it, but I'm actually sure that the star plates do exist. I've researched this. One sec. Yeah, no, the star plates actually exist in the museum, so he's lying, talking nonsense.
Does anybody have them, or did we lose them?
I've no idea.
Well, the answer is we don't have them anymore. We've lost them, apparently.
Caleb, actually the answer is it never existed.
That's a claim. All right, even if we did lose them, doesn't mean that the experiment didn't happen. And we just have to... The thing about the experiment is it's repeatable whenever there's an eclipse.
The answer.
Apparently, due to just a long time from it being observed. And so how do we substantiate without having the star plates that the stars even convex towards the sun in the first place? And also, isn't light massless? Why is space-time being warped acting on a massless thing?
Okay, because under Einstein's relativity, energy and mass are interchangeable.
Two questions there. So the first one is, you can repeat the experiment, which has been done many times. I can provide you with a list of experiments very similar to the Eddington experiment of 1919. Science likes to have repeatable.
Is it? So you can observe light refracting or curving in space over and over, Craig?
Yes,
so,
whenever there's an eclipse. Yeah, you absolutely can.
Things happen, so therefore science.
You can do the observation as part of observational science whenever there's an eclipse. It's very simple. It's very simple. And when talking about light, we get to that. We'll see what he says.
Okay. Now I like this Caleb. I think he's not bad. I actually want to get him on sometime, maybe for a chat. I think it'll be interesting.
You like him, huh? You like him, do you? Because he's such a lovely guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, experiments, and it is...
to team up with you on a debate.
Yeah, definitely.
Demo's been a member for 6 months, says, 6 months is still no word. I don't deserve it. I know you got my last 2 letters. I wrote the address on them perfect. M&M's in the chat, guys.
That'll be good.
That'll be quite good. I'll actually contact him and see what we can come up with.
Got come out of ether. That's it.
I'll tell him straight. I don't agree with the ether though. But hey,
I think the last guy you debated with, who was all right as well. I think he was an ether.
He was an ether guy, yeah, and he didn't do bad.
He was all right.
Yeah, he was
good.
Certainly repeatable, following the predictions. And mass, light, although massless, is energy, and as Einstein's equivalence principle shows us, E equals mc squared.
That energy and mass are physically the same thing, yeah. Because mathematics can take physical things and make it not physical, or take not physical and make it physical. Why? Because people are insane.
No, because energy can literally become matter. This is actually something that we have done as humans.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. There's no other words for it.
It is insanity.
Because I say it can be the same, therefore it is the same. No, mate, just because you say so doesn't make it the same.
Energy is equivalent to mass. which means that it will be affected by gravity.
Right, so we know that E equals mc squared is correct, that energy and mass are interchangeable in certain ways. Through things like nuclear fission, right? When mass literally becomes energy, right? So let's say we've got,
Hey guys, you want to hear a funny story while we're all chatting?
I don't understand science.
I pressed all the buttons there, right? So I was thinking about how to kind of describe this, right? Let's say we've got two hydrogen atoms, right? Okay, and we push these together so hard that they become one heavier element, helium, right? That's what happens. Push these two hydrogen atoms together really, really hard, and they become one heavier helium atom. But it's not exactly, the helium element that's left over isn't just twice the mass of the hydrogen, right? During that reaction, what happens is you get the heavier element of helium left over, but what you also get is a release of energy in the form of light, in the form of radiation. What we get from our star during its nuclear fission is a result of mass becoming energy, because there's leftover mass during the fission of the atoms. It's then when you have leftover, it's released as energy that we can see, that we can feel. There's no mass there. There's energy, but that energy came from mass. The conversion of mass to energy. So yeah, when there's, that shows that mass becomes energy. That it's not just mathematically a thing. It's something that actually happens.
Effects, especially when you talk about Einstein, because it's the physical fabric of the space that is warping.
Physical? No. It's an optical illusion, Craig. Did you not know the bending and warping of space-time is only optical?
No, it's not optical. The bending and warping of space-time is what causes Earth's orbit. It's a physical thing.
Physical? Uh-oh. You just contradicted yourself when you said we saw Eddington experiment, quote unquote. It's optical. Maybe he doesn't know what Einsteinian gravitation is.
Einsteinian gravitation does not say it's optical at all.
It's optical based in the fourth dimensional mathematical construct. It's
sorry, I tripped over my words a bit when I was saying it's not when you push it together. It's fusion, not fission. Fission is the banging and exploding of them. So just to clarify, fusion. All right, when you're pushing them together, you're fusing these atoms. What's happening at the center of our star is fusion. I may have said fission, but I've been drinking quite a lot today, so bear with me.
Not physical warping, Craig. I hope Caleb pulls him out on this.
Walking on a curved surface, even if you are walking in a straight line yourself, the curved surface will change the direction that you are going.
So not physical then?
And because the space-time itself is curved, the straight path of light is changed based on that curvature of space-time. And funnily enough, even Newton actually predicted that the path of light would be altered by large masses, although his predictions showed it to be a lot less than Einstein's were.
So I didn't hear just saying. So does gravity act upon mass only?
No, gravity is a warping of space-time, which can
Yeah, Raichi, I also use do spectroscopy with my spectrometer. Definitely needs containment.
Is he actually saying that spectroscopy needs a container? Like, unironically. Oh my god, no. The spectrometer, the actual device, I guess, is contained, but spectroscopy isn't happening in the device. You're measuring the interaction of light and... Oh my goodness me. Vic the Canadian says for $6.99 Canadian dollars, well, this is an interesting one to have taken a break from watching Oppenheimer for, serendipitous even, and Craig, clean your damn car, I just got out. Wait, you've escaped? Oh shit. Yeah, just chase him. No, just use the taser, you'll be fine. We're getting back in the car, guys. There's nothing to panic about. Apparently I've missed a chat. Let me see one. Borg Emporia, who's been a member for 9 months, please don't assimilate me, says, happy birthday, Emma. Indeed, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, so my wife has been 41 for 1 hour. And she looks damn good for 41. This is my wife, my love, my everything.
Difficult to do spectroscopy if you don't have a container to isolate the wavelengths of lights. You have different, as we can put it, prisms to catch the lights in different wavelengths, and for that you require containment. Isolation is needed. Very simple stuff.
Affect energy.
Okay. Where is it said that it can affect energy? Where is that said?
Einstein's equivalence principle equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.
Oh, but Einstein's equivalence principle isn't general relativity, is it?
Yes, it is.
So it's a false equivocation then.
So mass is energy, effectively. So one is interchangeable with the other under certain conditions and energies, and
under certain
therefore
conditions,
it can be affected in the same way. And again, only Newton, his descriptions of gravity said that it would affect only mass. But Einstein doesn't.
There's no such thing as uncontained spectroscopy. TB, I just have to point that out for Raichi. Go look how spectroscopy is done.
Ask John D.
Yeah, I was saying. It literally needs to be contained.
I like how he thinks that E equals mc squared isn't part of special
it's like
relativity.
saying I can drink a glass of water without a glass.
Low Watt for $5 says, I'm stuck at work listening to this idiot prattle on, which means I'm stone cold sober. This hurts a lot. I am very sorry. Next time, let me know when you're working and I'll call your boss.
Say that, Einstein.
Tiny Captain says that he thinks that Flatzoid thinks that a spectrometer works like a Pokeball and catches the wavelengths by throwing at it. Yeah, no. The wavelengths, they're not in a container.
Einstein's predictions are that this curvature of space-time will affect the path of light. That's what Einstein says.
Are you under the impression that E equals mc squared is in any way related to the theory of relativity that explains gravitation? They're two totally different subjects. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I said it's the equivalence principle.
So it doesn't have to do with anything with... So there's...
Like, be considered to have mass in certain circumstances, you would go to E equals mc squared, where energy is mass. So that answers you. It's a lot deeper, you know.
The material needs to be contained, Raichi. If it's not contained, you can't catch the spectrum of light, Raichi.
You're right. Tiny Captain, he thinks that you catch the spectrum of light. And you put it in a container and measure... Brilliant.
Prisms need to be ordered in containment to catch the different spectrums of the light, Raichi. You clearly have no idea of the subject, so rather zip it. Well, this.
CV McCullough, $5 says, what did you say that caused NASA to kill the power to your whole village? That's a lot of containment. Spectroscopy is beyond his ability to spell. Yeah, when I was on Toon's channel, power went out everywhere, and it was NASA. They were actually doing an update to my firmware. Unfortunately, there's been an error, and I'm stuck with this acute tendonitis because of that. Cheers, NASA. Thank you very much, CV McCullough.
Okay, stop typing because, yeah. Do yourself a favor, hop onto Mrs. Google and type in, how is spectroscopy done? And then come back to us.
Here's the sound.
Sorry? There's the sound again.
Oh, how rude.
I mean, think about it. How do you isolate a light wave in a prism if you don't have it contained? It's going to be a bit difficult.
Does
If
he
you have
think the
all
light
different
stays
spectral
in the
lights
prism?
going on the same plate. You need it to be
Tiny Captain, you were genuinely right. He thinks that you capture the light.
isolated to be able to separate the wavelengths. Isolation requires the containment.
Light waves, gotta catch them all.
Graduate understanding of physics to get into that deep.
Energy doesn't equal mass. Energy is a factor or a modality of mass in that equation.
They're equivalent. No. That's the equivalence principle.
So you
EMC squared is he's got cancer. He's literally false equivocating EMC squared with the equivalence principle here, guys.
Because MC squared is the equivalence principle, Flatzoid. Fucking hell.
Obviously, it's got the equivalent principle.
So in your mind, energy and something physical are the exact same thing.
Oh, this is hard.
Well, energy can become mass. Some of that happens.
Okay, show us energy becoming mass, Craig. Go ahead. Because that contradicts the first law of thermodynamics.
No, it doesn't.
Correct? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred or transformed.
Yeah, I never said it was being destroyed. It's being converted into another
So,
form. Mass.
Can anybody show me energy becoming mass?
I really can't. Really can't.
Okay, I'll ask the question again. Is mass and energy, which energy is not defined in today's terms anyway. Nobody can define the term energy. What is energy?
They can't even define mass, Caleb. That doesn't matter which way you look at it. They can't define any of them.
Yes, you can. Mass is the resistance to inertia. Simple. Done. That's what mass is. Simple. But, right, guys. I am going to leave it here for tonight, right? And we will continue this on Monday. Tomorrow I will be spending the day treating my wife the way she deserves for her birthday. My wife and I will be going axe throwing before we go out for a meal. Yes, axe throwing, because why not? I'm going to try to do it anyway. Fucking hell. My kids have got her some presents. I bought her some presents, and we're gonna have a lovely day together. And I want to show her that she's my world. So I won't be around tomorrow, but I will be back on Monday to carry on going over Flatzoid. It's painful. It's very, very painful. I know. I fully understand. I really want to say thank you again for everyone being here. We've had another 20 members today and a bunch of super chats. Amazing to see you all here supporting me. Again, I was sorry I've been away for a bit. I've been dealing with chronic pain. I'm still dealing with chronic pain every single day. It's exhausting and soul destroying, but I'm going to do my best to be around and give you a bunch more content. Stringer News 1, member for 47 months, says Flatzoid is so dumb. Whenever there's a power cut, he buys bottled light from the local huckster, and when the light doesn't come from the bottle, he believes it's because it went flat. Once again, I want to say happy birthday to Charlie Welch. I hope you have enjoyed this stream, which is just for you, Charlie. Just for you. Happy birthday. Before we get out of here, you know what we've got to do. You know what we've got to do. We've got to ask the questions. The important questions that never get answered. Like, can we pretend the airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars?
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible. Go on, Mr. Sensible. When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first, full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon onto the stratosphere, page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hard slap burying Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lid. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the world of the youth. Spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe a musical assault and knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realize you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of a boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit
Can we
loop short of
pretend
a
that
full bowl.
airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You've got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I rit up when your mum's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you call a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them. And I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with a vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your support. I know I say this a lot, but I really do appreciate the fact that you guys are here watching me. The financial support is incredible. The super chats, the memberships, the super thanks. It's all mind blowing, right? And I can never say thank you enough. But it's not just that. It's just you being here, just watching my streams, interacting in the chat, commenting, liking. If you're not already, subscribing. You know, it means the absolute world to me, and I thoroughly appreciate every single one of you, not you, Gary. I will see you on Monday for possibly a debate and part 3 of this. So, yeah, that's going to happen. Tomorrow, I will be spending the day with my wife and family for my wife's birthday. But I will see you all on Monday. Thank you for watching. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.
Fight the flat. 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 Fight the flat.
The crane.
Fight the flat. 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 Fight the flat.
No.
Fight the flat.
The crane.
Level. I'm a dumb flat earther, and I don't understand science.
Hi, my name's Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
You flat earthers are demented.
Level.